Yeah. Welcome back to Getcha Popcorn Ready podcast. My man, Mr. Go 30, Brenden Clinton is with us today as well. Holla at your boy.
Yeah, get your popcorn ready, man.
Yes,
hey,
sir.
you know I got my popcorn ready for this show. Hey,
yes, sir. Let me get it.
I don't want to put him. Hey,
Hey,
I
for
know
all
you got
y'all.
your own stardom, but he didn't know who you were.
No, I sent him the
No,
clip.
you didn't. No, you did not.
I think I sent
I
him
feel like
the
I don't
first
believe
clip.
it because we've been talking.
Thank you.
We've
Bro.
been talking. You
Yeah, but I was on you
Bro.
probably about a year and a half ago.
Nah.
When you
yeah.
wouldn't know
Yeah,
That don't sound right.
It don't
It don't even sound
I
right.
know
B.
David.
He wasn't even following
What
me.
was
Nothing,
what was
so-
one of the first ones you did? Was it the Steelers one?
Come on, no, it wasn't. It was Clemson.
Okay, you might have beat me.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
David.
So all y'all on
Yeah.
social media, right? Go to your Instagram right now and go to Mr. Go 30 because these clips they're from a football coaching session, right? So again, we sitting in the room and as a
It's
player.
basically shit that y'all don't see in the locker room.
No, y'all
and
never
in-
see, right?
And in the meeting rooms that we as athletes that
We go through
through when the coach is on your ass about something you did, you messing up either in game, practice, everything. He does it to the T. All the impersonations of a coach, the
It's to a
impersonations,
T.
reactions of a player in the meeting rooms. Got it down to the T.
Because again, what y'all don't understand, right? As a player, we always make mistakes, right? That's what the coaching session is, right? That's what
Exactly.
the film session is. So when we're sitting there, your worst nightmare is for coach to say something about you or to say your name.
Right.
So again, these clips that you have, right? So how did you come about to even start thinking about this and putting it on social media?
So I just started making videos, funny videos. It was various topics, you know what I'm saying, whatever it was. And then this was just one idea that I thought about. I was like, man, this is a funny concept, man. We in the meeting rooms. Because the thing is, we used to laugh about this after
you get out. You ain't gonna laugh at
Not
the
in the
coach.
meeting. And the worst part was when, you got some jokesters on the team too.
Right.
You don't want to sit next to them because I know it was a one guy in my meeting room. His name was Big Mike. And if you sat next to him, he'd be, saying little things under his breath. And you'd be like, chill, Big Mike, because you ain't trying to laugh
Right.
while the coach talking. But we used to laugh about this stuff, afterwards. So I was like, this is funny. Let me make a skit talking about this.
Yeah.
So I did, and it was one of the best videos I had put out at the time.
Right.
It got the most traction. So, I started doing some other stuff, but then I listened to somebody named Trey Rags. He's another content creator. I'm not sure if you know him. And he said,
we just know you. We just know Mr. Go 30. We don't know nobody
Go
else.
30.
appreciate y'all. So he gave some advice. He was like, hey, if you put out something as a content creator and people enjoy it and it gets traction, don't get off of it.
Right.
Stick to that. So I was like, all right. I went back and continued with that coaching character, and it just kept on going, kept on blowing up, kept on blowing up. On TikTok first was where it was getting the most love, and then it spread to Instagram, it spread to Twitter, and now, YouTube, Facebook. So I'm loving it.
Man,
Congratulations, dog.
Yeah,
That's
thank you.
awesome.
Bro, and for me, I'm all about showing love. Yeah, people may not know that about me, but if something's funny, I'm low key funny on my own, but I'm not comedic funny, skit funny like you guys are. Like, yeah, he's funny at times. You know what I mean?
I felt it a little bit.
Right. But when I see something, I'm like, yo, this is funny because I can relate.
Yes.
Because I was Davis in your skits at one point. You know what I mean?
Everybody's been
Everybody's
I
been
done
there.
pissed down my leg. Or you done been in practice or a game, or especially when you go through practice or whatever, you done screwed up and you got a coach that's a no-nonsense coach, or he's going to point you out, or you, like you said, you get that clicker on you, that little red
The
dot,
red
that
dot.
infrared.
It's the red dot.
You don't want that on you.
And
So-
they replaying it over and over
Right.
and over.
So, man, you get a coach that obviously is a player's coach, but he wants you to do right. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And he gets in there and he makes, and I think that's what's so good about coaches, that he can get the best out of your athlete, not just from just being a total authoritarian dictator, all of this stuff, but if he can be funny and get the most out of you at the same time, it's educational.
Yeah.
Sure.
So again, like I said, when you talk about Davis in your skits, we've all at
We
some
all
point
Davis.
we've all been Davis.
Everybody.
You know what I mean? And you don't want to go through. Throughout the course of practice or if it's a game, you know if you finna get that red light on you.
Exactly.
And you kind of
That's your nightmare.
Like,
The
and you
only thing
literally,
you
you
can hope
kind of
for-
cowering down, like, oh, here you go. You know it's coming.
The only thing you can pray for is maybe it's a little later in the game or later in the practice where, y'all run out of time in the meeting. So you just hope he getting on somebody else. You're like, all right, just stay on him.
Stay on him, and you'll never get to me.
Yeah,
the bell will
right.
go off, and we out.
Oh my God.
That's funny. So have you ever thought you were gonna offend someone and then not do the sketch?
Shit, how
Because
do
I
you
know
not?
you already
So-
But
offended
that's
some
the thing.
people.
It's almost like, okay, you're doing skits. Would you consider yourself a comedian?
Yes, and here's why. So I got more work to do. Like I was just talking to him for the live aspect of things, to get on stage and be that comedian. But I know that I can curate a joke. I'm confident that I can do that. I'm confident in that ability to come up with funny stuff, funny content, funny videos, to be able to act funny in movies, shows, whatever. But I understand that there's more work to do before I can be able to do that.
Right. So I'm saying that. So to his point, it's like about offending people. So that's like you consider yourself a comedian because comedians can get away with
A
shit
comedian
that a
or a
regular
comic.
person
Exactly.
just can't.
And it's funny you say that. I feel like that's where comedy started. That's the roots of comedy. So if you think about like medieval times with kings and queens and like the jester, that was his
Yeah,
job.
that was his
the
job.
jester could never get in
Booed.
trouble for what he said.
He never got booed off stage.
What I'm saying is like he could say anything. Like these are times where people were getting killed for stuff that they said out their mouth, but the jester was the only one that was protected because he had that job of comedy. So that's what I'm saying. So it's like at a time like this, sometimes where you see with comedians and we get it's all type of controversies and this and that cancels. That's something that I'm not too fond of. Like I don't really like because like that's the job.
Right. Because and the reason we say that because like I said, there's a lot of teams, a lot of athletes. Nobody is off limits.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like
I'm just picturing
with you,
it
that's
right
what I'm
now,
saying.
dog.
Is there anybody that's off limits? Because
Nobody's off limits.
Because again, like I said,
it's comedy.
right?
Yeah.
Like okay, just say KD does something like stupid, like he's one of the superstars,
Right.
or if it's Westbrook, you know what I mean?
Right.
Or if it's LeBron, are you still doing funny? Are you putting them on blast too?
You gotta go on the Instagram and look at
I got all of them.
feed.
I know.
Every one of them has been featured. But the thing is, the way that this started, like I said, with that first Clemson one. So I'm a Clemson fan, and I already had Clemson gear, like you see me in this Panther gear. I had Clemson gear. So
And I was wondering too, I'm like, where is this dude getting all this
Oh,
gear
yeah,
from?
right,
Like,
right.
and I'm like,
You
it's
got every
next,
team.
right? Like next day, like
Yeah.
it's content. Like the next day, I'm like, yo, is he
He
calling
got it all
ahead?
laid out.
Right.
All laid out around the
but
house.
that was the first gear that I had was the Clemson because I already had it. So when I wanted to do this skit, I'm like, I'm going over film. I need film. Well, who film I'm gonna use? Clemson. It was never about who's this guy on film.
Because there's
That's why-
mistakes
that's why it was
everywhere. Yeah,
Davis.
there's mistakes in
Yeah.
every
That-
game.
right.
That's
Davis.
why it was Davis, it's Peters, it's Charles, it's E, it's Connor. Like, it's my skit. This is my universe. These are my guys. I'm the coach. I just need film.
Okay.
Where am I
So-
gonna get the film from? I need the film.
Right.
So, but it kind of took on a life of its own where, people are like, oh yeah, he's getting on this guy. They calling out their names, and so, you can't do nothing but kind of just embrace it. But still, I stick to, I'm not. I mean, no disrespect to those actual people.
Yes.
It's my skit.
But I need you to do Anthony Davis, so he can be Davis.
You gotta look at the
He
feed.
does-
It's
he
on
does
there.
Davis.
It's
No,
on there.
He's really gonna be Davis.
It's on
So-
there.
so
I done
let
did
me-
the unibrow. I
I
drew
know.
the unibrow.
I know. I saw. I'm just messing. I'm just trying to educate
The
our
Viewers on what
Okay.
they're
You know
about
I
to
mean?
be looking at.
Right, yeah.
Absolutely. So has the actual athletes who you embarrassed been
they have they
reaching
reached
out
out?
to you? Do they DM you, say, yo, that's
Or-
funny, or is that, yo,
Yeah,
Or
no,
too
they-
far,
so
or
they've-
some of
they've,
the people in that camp like, yo, bro, what are you doing? You can't do this.
To be honest, and it's crazy. I've never gotten that. Like, what are you
Good.
doing?
That's awesome.
Chill out. None of that. It's just like you said. Everybody was Davis at some point.
Yeah.
So they just understand that, and so. I've had like Cole Anthony. He was at one point. He was Davis, and he's like, "All right, hey, this is funny."
That's
You
hot.
know,
Good,
or
good,
sometimes,
man.
a lot of times though, it's the people on the good side
Yeah.
that will reach out,
Right,
and then they'll be laughing, or they'll be in the comment section laughing. And so, if you on the good side and you laughing, it's gonna flip the other
Yeah,
way.
yeah,
So you
eventually.
gotta just be a good sport about it.
Gotta be
So
a good
how did
sport
you
about
come
it.
with Davis. Where did Davis come from? Because that's a random ass name.
Exactly.
But it's Davis.
It
Right.
fits perfect because it's just quick. It's
Thank you. That's what it was. I needed names that every name that I do is just a name that is quick, that could just roll off, and I can like put emphasis on it. You know what I'm saying? Davis. You know what I'm saying? Like you get that emphasis. That's what I wanted. So that's all about Peters, Charles. Like I just needed something that's quick, not too complicated.
Bro, this
simple.
shit is so
So
funny,
let
man.
me ask you this: where do you get the coach from? Right? Because
Okay,
I
yeah.
know, like, who's
Yeah.
that coach that's in your mind that
So-
you're doing?
So I can't name them.
Yes, you
we
can.
We
Yes,
had this
you can.
conversation. I can't name them.
Oh, you got an NDA? You got
He
an
don't-
NDA?
He don't want you to name
Yeah,
him?
we can't name the actual
Okay.
coach, but yeah, it is a coach that
Okay.
coached me in the past, and that's where the character comes from. That's where the
awesome.
yeah, that's where the
but
imitation
he looks
comes
at
from.
it and he's like, that's
Yeah,
okay.
we've talked about his players. His old players know that that's him.
Okay, so have you been surprised by anyone replying to you or sliding your DM saying, like, oh, that's good or something? Like, who was like, okay, oh, that's pretty
It's
cool.
been- At this point,
Like,
man, it's been so many. Obviously, Coach Prime, of course.
Okay,
You'll see him in the comment section. Who else have Devontae Adams? He's been
yeah,
in the
yeah,
comment
okay,
section.
okay.
T.O., of course,
Yeah.
bro. Of course, been in the comment section. Like,
section.
it's just been so many.
Bro.
It's a blessing, you know what I'm saying?
That's
Once
awesome.
You
I-
see all the blue checks commenting.
Once I saw it, bro, and I kept watching and watching, I'm like, yo, this shit is hilarious. Because
Yeah.
I've been in the meeting rooms where it's either been me
Yeah,
or
One of
it's
your
been
teammates.
somebody else.
yeah.
And I'm like, yo. And then just how you articulate and how you come up with all the like analogies, like, you know, I don't know, the shit that you be saying, you slide down your leg, you push down your leg, you know.
Moment's too big.
Yeah, right.
It's not
Like,
really an athlete.
Right, yeah, especially, and that's the thing, like, you're not really an athlete, especially the point about the moment is too big.
Yep.
And then that's
Because 99% of them dudes, the moment is too big at those times.
speaking of, which is so apropos at this moment, that you're wearing a Carolina
Yeah,
Panthers.
we just talking about it.
DJ Moore, fucking
Oh
moment's
my
too big. You
Man,
push down
DJ
your
Moore, I
leg.
love you, man. But it's, I was just I'm blaming the kicker.
Man, no,
blaming the
no,
kicker.
no. Duh,
I'm
bro.
blaming the kicker.
No, I don't
Eddie
know why.
Pinero, I'm blaming you.
No, you
Because
can't blame
You
the
got to
kicker.
be able to make the kick. Bottom
No,
line.
just like he needs to be able to make the kick, DJ needs to be able to keep his composure
handle
and
the
understand
situation.
Okay.
the time and moment to where you don't screw off and cost your team a win. So instead of them
the only reason we in that position is
No, no.
because DJ Moore did what he did.
Because he
the only
did a
reason you're in that
positive,
position is
a
because
touchdown.
PJ Walker did what he did.
Okay, he part of
Forget
it.
what you heard. You know what I'm saying? But he catches the ball. The moment is too big for him. He forgets where he is.
Yeah,
He
that-
thinks he's
okay.
in high school.
Okay.
He's a professional at this point. Like literally,
He got to act like he been there. That's what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah.
Act like you've been
Exactly. I
there.
need that skit. You know what I mean? Come on, DJ. Act like you've been there. So
I'm
he
saying.
takes his helmet off. They already done moved the extra points back. I don't know how many yards. So it's
35,
really
yeah,
not
they did.
35-yard extra point.
right. So you tack on the
15,
15 yard.
50-yard field
He
goal.
damn near like kicking a 50-yarder. There was only 30-something seconds left in the game.
Okay.
They go up. You go up by the touchdown ties it.
Right.
He kicks the extra point. Y'all up by one. It's 30 seconds in. The Atlanta Falcons, I don't see them
I don't see it
driving
either.
the field and then kicking
I don't see it either. Not with Marcus Mariota. Here's what I'm saying though. You played in the league. If you got a kicker on your team that you can't trust to make a 48-yarder, you don't feel like you need a new kicker?
Not an extra point.
It don't matter where it is. It don't matter if it's
yards
extra
is 50
point.
yards.
an
I get
extra
what you're
point,
saying.
and
It's
a
50
fif-
yards is 50.
Right.
And most kickers nowadays, they can kick 50. It's
That's what I'm
it's
saying.
an easier
But it's not a
50.
given. They already
Nothing- 35 is
right,
not
check
a
out
given.
this.
a given.
Do you know the percentage? I don't know what the actual percentage is, but they're missing more extra points.
Because it's 35 yards.
Right.
If,
So now
when,
you're
the,
tacking on.
when the extra point
Right.
was from 20 yards away, it was 99% percentage make. Right.
Right.
When they moved it back to 35 yards, it went to like 80-something percent.
Right.
Now you taking it even further.
Which
Okay.
is probably
Now
60,
go to
70%.
overtime because we went to overtime. Now,
Right,
go
but
to
you should-
overtime.
that's my point.
Okay,
That's
but
my
we
point.
did.
is
But
you
we
shouldn't
did.
have gone into
But we
overtime.
went to
because
overtime.
the
But
move
we
was
went
too
to
big.
But we
overtime.
went to
All right,
overtime.
all right,
So
Davis,
in overtime, so look,
Davis, it's got
so
to
look,
be.
so in overtime, the kick was shorter. And he had to make to win the game.
Yeah.
Because we got a turnover on defense.
You got the
So
turnover.
to win the
right.
game, he had to make a kick. It was shorter. It was It was about from extra point distance.
Yeah, it was 30,
shouldn't
like
have never even
36,
got to that
38
point.
yards.
Yeah.
But
But
he
it did,
still
yeah.
missed it.
Yeah.
If
So it's the kicker.
No, but, you know
what
what?
you got against kickers?
I don't got nothing. What I got against kickers when it costs me games, and I think my team is about to play for the division lead, and now
Let me
Now
tell
you're
you
not-
this.
now you're in last place.
exactly.
What
Now
if
you're
that
last
would have been the
place.
Super Bowl?
It wasn't the Super Bowl.
If
no,
it
no,
was,
I'm
I'm
just saying-
still blaming the kicker.
Are you kidding me?
I'm still blaming the kicker. If it's a Super Bowl, I'm blaming the kicker.
Nah.
Okay. Well, let me ask you.
DJ's
let
getting
me-
cut after that. DJ's
Nah.
gone.
No, DJ.
Definitely not. He's definitely not.
That's
He's
DJ.
gone.
He's,
Definitely
the
not.
number one
They still,
player
they
on
still
that
didn't
team.
want to trade him after that.
Yeah, you
He's
definitely
off
ain't
limits.
trade.
DJ
He's off
Davis.
limits.
Davis. Not my
All right,
bad,
so you got
Davis.
30. You got 32 games every single week. I'm sorry, 16 games, right? 32 teams, right?
Yeah.
Now, what's your thought process on finding which blooper, if you will, to go through and use
Yeah,
that
which
as your
content to
material?
go? Because there's a lot of games.
Oh, yeah.
throughout the-
16
throughout- yeah.
games, right?
It's all about. It's a combination of two things. It's about the fans. What do they want to see? What do people like mentioning me about? What are they sending me in my DMs? And then it's about. I'm also looking at the content in itself
Right.
and looking at the plays.
Yeah.
Okay, what can I work with the best? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
yeah.
who's he's definitely pissing down his leg. That's Davis right there. And then that's what I'll be like. Okay, I'll gravitate towards that, and I want to
Okay.
use that. Somebody getting stiff arm, somebody
Right, getting
missing
mush,
ta-
whatever. Yeah,
some
missing.
things like that.
Yeah.
And also just the big moments. You know what I'm saying? Alabama loses.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The Tennessee. Everybody's excited about that. Okay, well, I'm going to piggyback off that moment and drop a video. And I'm going to do my best work on that video.
But I think
That's
it's
smart.
not just that. It's just the way, again, you describe everything, too. It's just like, for I think one of the sayings, like, stiffer than, fries left under the
Oh, yeah.
stiffer than some fries left in the car. But the thing is, like, you know what that's like. If you left some
Yeah.
fries up under in your
You
car,
know.
them
And you
things are
pick
still-
that thing up, you scratch yourself with that
And
thing.
it's just what y'all.
The analogies, which is so crazy.
I obviously just met Guy Torrey, and he just talked about that just now to me. Just telling your story and your point of view, things that you can relate to.
relate to.
And this is how this whole thing came about. This was something that I could relate to. I didn't know that everybody had these experiences and that everybody could relate to this coach in the meetings.
Yeah.
But it's true. But then it works everywhere in life. Like I just had the video and I talked about, I said, you getting pushed down like the trash in the bathroom, you too lazy to take out. Pushing that. Everybody knows about
Right,
that.
yeah,
I've
it's
been
relatable.
there.
It's
I've
relatable.
been there. So now I'm confident to where I'm like, I've experienced this. I think other people have gone
Yes,
through
we
this
have,
too.
right,
I'm
right,
gonna talk
right.
about it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's things that you bring up that it's almost like the things like now it's more everybody's more open to talk about. It's things that were taboo to really talk about.
Yeah.
But again, you think about it, you just don't discuss it. You know what
Exactly.
I mean?
Now
And
we
it's one of those
discuss
things
it.
you're bringing it to light, but you're bringing a comedic element to it, which makes
sure.
it hilarious. I mean, that's a very unique talent. You know what I mean? Obviously, to come up with it on the fly. How much time goes into creating the content and then putting it out? Because like some of the games, like it's up.
It's out
Yeah.
three,
Like
three
within-
hours later.
Right.
So usually everything happens the day after.
Yeah.
So if a game happens Sunday and I want to do that game, usually it's
I'm
gonna
going.
be Monday.
Monday.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm going to Mr.
So-
Go 30. Trust me. I'm
Monday
looking
morning.
at-
It's gonna be
Sunday
Monday.
morning
Let me tell
after
you
the
something,
college game.
You putting a lot of people, a lot of smiles on people's faces, man.
Thank
and I
you.
was just talking to Guy
Guy.
earlier too about just we need this. We need laughter because there's so much disaster, so
Yeah.
much killing, so much everything. The world is so political, and so much racist stuff going on in the world. We need laughter. And sometimes,
sure.
honestly, I go to that just to bring some laughter, so I can laugh. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just so I don't have to listen to everything that's going on in the news because it can be depressing. And it can
sure.
put people in states that, they don't need to be in. So I go to your stuff, man, sometimes just to bring some joy.
And I think that's just the beautiful thing. I think just about all of us, like we all just have different talents, different gifts, different specialties. It's just God given, and it just makes this a beautiful ecosystem, and we all feed off of each other. You need to go when you go to the hospital and you're sick. You need a doctor to take care of you. You know what I'm saying? Wherever you go, you need somebody to serve you in this aspect or that aspect. But also, you need the entertainers. You need a TO
right,
on the
right.
field, playing for your favorite team, and that's bringing you joy on a Sunday. So I think that's just what I think. I don't think anything's better or worse anybody's in a better or worse role necessarily. It's what you want to do. It's what is on your heart. What your passion is, and I think we just all serve each other.
Right,
So
there it is.
I love
So
it.
now writing this comedy stuff right now, do you think that that's where you can go as a writer, or is it just about doing like stand up or doing comedic acting? Right. What about writing for a comedy show, like all those things? Right.
I think that's a step.
Okay.
If somebody wants to give me that opportunity, I feel like I wouldn't turn it down.
Right.
I think it's good to build that experience too, but I definitely want to. I feel like I can be the face. You know what I'm saying? Like I can,
You can do
be
both.
on the stage. Exactly. But I know, comedians, sometimes they have jokes that they can't say themselves, that they'll
Right.
pass off to another comedian
right,
that
true.
maybe work better
It's the
for this
delivery.
comedian.
Sometimes
Do you,
it's the
Exactly.
delivery.
Right. Do you get any jokes or any comedic stuff from anybody else? Like, yo, I am gonna add that to this clip or whatever.
I don't, and I just, a lot of times when I get jokes, they're bad.
Yeah.
I'm not
They're
gonna lie.
It's not what I would say. It's not funny.
It's like
Well,
I wouldn't
think
say.
because I think what you're asking him is like essentially it's like for a receiver, like me, I can take something from what you do that's better than me and use it. You know what I mean?
Right.
To my advantage, because
Right.
there are some things like say you can
Learn,
do that I
yeah,
can't do
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
So I think in an essence, I think some comedians do that. You know what I mean? But you got to have your own material. You
Yeah.
may
To
take a little
tie
bit and
it
you
in,
can
yeah.
tweak it
Exactly.
Yeah,
a bit, but
yeah.
you want to always be authentic and genuine.
And the most is, somebody will give me like a situation. They say, hey, like just like if you was to talk to me and say, man, I was in the meeting with Andy Reid and he said this, and
Yeah.
then he said this to this person. See what you could do with that.
Yeah.
And so maybe I put that situation in, but it's my jokes, it's my
Yeah,
humor.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I'll take the situation and make it funny.
Yeah, okay, that's what's up then. So again, you're young, right? So like the next 10, 20 year, like we don't know where social media is going to be, right? So what about TV shows and movies and things of that sort? Is that also on your radar?
Yeah, I'm excited to do stuff like that. Get into acting. Like I said, go out and do stand up, get my feet wet in that. Start going to open mics, all that stuff. Even music.
Okay.
Do some music.
You trying to
Okay,
rap
you
or sing?
musically inclined?
What you,
No, I don't know. I've
don't
done
know?
some music. I got
Rap
some
or
You
tracks.
play
sing, though.
instruments, you sing, you rap. What is
rap.
you
Okay,
can rap?
Okay.
So have you written?
I'm not gonna say I'm
Oh,
good
right,
at
you're right,
rap
right.
now.
No, but
I can
I've
sit
done
here
it
and
before.
I can sit here
I've
and drop
enjoyed it.
16 because I can act like I'm rapping.
right, but you
right?
can't
Yeah.
say that you're not because there's a bunch of people that probably feel or think the same way that you do.
Yeah.
There's
You
a
gotta say
lot
that
of
you are.
there's a
You gotta
lot
say
of
that you are.
Yeah, man, there's a
Okay.
lot of
You
people that
that.
are terrible. You know what I mean? But for some people,
Trash.
they're good. You get what I'm saying? So you can't just giving
Embrace it.
right, man.
Embrace
Given
it,
what
bro.
you've done, man, and what you feel like, even just stumbling upon what you're doing now. I'm pretty
Right.
sure you didn't see this 2 or 3 years ago.
Nah, not at all.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So look where you are now. And I'm sure if we asked you this probably like 2 or 3 years ago, you probably would have given me the same answer.
Same answer. I don't
this.
know
I don't
about-
know. You
yeah.
get
But
what
that's
I'm
the
saying?
thing. But that's why I'm even confident to say that I'm gonna be in that space. So
Right.
for me, like I said, I'm confident. Like that, I know I'm a learner. I know that I'm willing to fail.
Right.
I know I'm willing to fail in front of people
Right.
already. So I know I can get there. So that's why I just don't want to. Sometimes I don't want to disrespect the craft and say, yeah, I'm there already. When I know I got work to put in.
No,
that's me.
Right, and I think that honestly, that's how I
get that.
was even in my 9th year in the league. So I go from San Francisco and I go to Philly, and so when I go to Philly, like I'm really at the height of my career. I feel like, dude, there's nobody that can stop me. That's just how I felt.
Yeah.
But even when I went into practice every day, you know what I mean, I would pull my coach to the side and I would ask him like, "Is there anything that I'm doing wrong? Can you teach me something?" I'm still always trying to absorb knowledge. I'm even
Always get
from his
better.
perspective, because he's been coaching a number of receivers. I was with the best receiver in the game in Jerry Rice, and I saw and I used those coaches. They saw him play. You know what I mean? They saw him practice. So now I'm with another set of coaches. So now I want to know from his eyes, his optics, what do you see in my game that needs to be improved? Like everything from hand placement, catching the ball, route. I always wanted to stay hungry. I always wanted to evolve and still be the best that I could be. Even when people would say that I'm good or they were saying I'm great,
Right.
I didn't. People thought I was
Listen to it.
cocky and arrogant to think that I was.
Yeah.
Internally, like, yeah, I knew I was on the crest of becoming great.
Yeah.
But to me, I wasn't there yet. I was always hunger for that knowledge of like, okay, what can I do to become the
Exactly.
best receiver? And I think you're on that same path.
Yeah, that grind, it never stops.
Never
You
stops.
gotta always be trying to improve.
Right. Now, what do you know about like the social media space? Because again, that's a whole different, I guess, beast, if you will,
Yeah.
right? Because writing and acting, that's, ABC, CBS, whatever, a blockbuster movie. But this is social media, right? It's new to everybody. So what are you doing to learn the social media space? 'Cause I'm not even on TikTok, right? You're on
Yeah.
TikTok?
Yes.
So again, what are you doing different in the social media space to continue to help grow your brand?
I mean, so I started in the social media space.
Right.
So it's like I was just it's little things, hashtags, but it's things
Okay.
that it's kind of like, some like
Learning the algorithms
it's kind of like
of content and
like when you're on your phone and or on a computer, it's certain things you may not know exactly how to get something done, but you're inclined to the technology and you can figure it out.
Right.
So
Right.
it's social media the same thing. I've built it that way, and I've been able to kind of form patterns, and I understand what works from what I've tried. So like I said, like hashtags, that's how you influence the algorithm. Make sure you have relevant hashtags to whatever the content is that you're putting up, the time of day that you post, especially on certain apps like TikTok.
Really?
And these algorithms like TikTok and the IG Reel, because the IG Reel just adopted that from TikTok, that algorithm, and now YouTube Short done picked it up, is where now you can get on TikTok, and it's your first day on TikTok. You just made an account, and that video gets 1 million views.
Really?
It's different now. You know what I'm saying? So it's really no excuses. It's just you got to make dope
You gotta go
content.
do it,
You
yeah.
gotta
Make dope
continuously
content.
Yeah.
And get something that's gonna stick that people like, and then you just keep hitting that because TikTok gonna appreciate if you have a niche and you stick to it. They're gonna continue to blow your stuff up.
Right. Now, again, you know mostly about football and basketball because that's probably what you played, right? Your high school years, college, right?
It was just mostly just football.
Just football.
And then
you can relate to basketball.
What
Yeah.
position did you play in football?
DB in college, but receiver and DB throughout high school.
Okay.
So that's how you get kind of like a lot of the content. So yeah, you definitely was Davis.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So you. I mean, I'm not saying to be funny, but we've
all been Davis.
been.
So that's how the relatable and just the instinctive comments that you make,
Yeah.
and then the analogies, dude, it's crazy stuff that you be coming up with, and I'm like, yo, how did he come up with that? Or
He's like, that's what I do. Like, I
That's
create.
what I'm saying. It's
you know?
crazy that you know what the analogies really started to come up, because the videos, if you kind of just go all the way back, it's been a progression.
yeah, no, cause if you
Yeah,
see when
absolutely.
you were first guy, even just the content and just the aesthetics,
Yeah.
it's all
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
involved.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like you just talked about. I'm always trying to figure out how do I make this better? How do I make this better? What can I bring in that's new? Because things will get stale on social media.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I've been doing this for a year and a half now. So it's just to stay on top and to stay growing, you got to continue to add new things. You know what I'm saying? So it was like at first where the analogies came in was basketball season. Why? Because I know a lot about football. So it's and I've been in the football meeting rooms and I know that the terminology of football and I know exactly where people mess up in football. I know what point minute mistakes in football. Basketball wasn't that. A guy jumps up, he makes a shot, he misses it or he doesn't, he gets dunked on, he gets crossed up. Certain those things, that's the only thing I have to work with. So I was like, to make this entertaining, now I got to bring in a different aspect. I got to entertain people in a different way. That's where the analogies came in, where I'm like, okay, this is entertaining on its own. Even if you didn't even
No, you know
basketball.
nothing about
But it's
basketball.
crazy, but
Right.
it's
That's
on
the
its
But
whole
own.
even
point,
not
right.
even the sports stuff, you know what I mean? Just like
Exactly.
We talk about the mom and
or you
that's
talk about you receive like the moment Davis, the moment was too big, you dropped the ball. Your mama wouldn't have dropped the ball. You know what I mean? Just
No.
shit like that. I don't think your mama would have dropped the ball. Just shit like that. I'm talking about it is hilarious.
Are you gonna branch into other sports? Are you gonna try to do
so I've
baseball,
done-
hockey, and whatever?
I've done UFC, I've done boxing,
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and then like when I was thinking about this early on, I was doing the sports, the football. I was like, man, it'll be cool if no matter what happens, I can drop a video. So just a viral clip.
Just a viral clip
So
on
now-
anything.
On anything.
Right.
So now there was like Best Buy security footage of robbers coming into Best Buy and trying to steal equipment.
Yes,
I
yeah,
did a video on that.
yeah.
Draymond Green punched Jordan Poole.
Yes, right. Yeah,
I did a video on that, so I can do.
Oh yeah, I knew that was
Anything.
coming.
Yeah.
I knew, it was like,
That's what I was talking to
I'm
you.
like,
That's what I was talking
I'm like,
to you.
yo, I know it's coming. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, I just hadn't seen it. I'm like, yo, you got to do this. But I knew the content was already in the works. You know what I mean? So it's just like, man, I'm
That's
always
funny.
waiting for something to happen because I'm like, it's just like Shaq and the food.
Whatever is big happens during.
You know
the-
it's gonna.
yeah,
You know it's gonna be on Shaq.
It's
and the
going
Food.
viral.
So now, like in the football space, you're kind of
Exactly.
like doing what he was doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you know the content is coming.
So are you gonna get into politics at all? Is there a way to
So-
get into politics?
I think so. You know, I don't know. Maybe like
Ooh,
as
I
the
know you-
elections come.
Oh, you
That's
got-
what I'm.
very
That's why I'm
divisive.
asking.
You gotta do
because-
That's
you
very
gotta do the
divisive,
Herschel
but-
Walker and the War Dog. Well, I know you got some content for
But
that.
the thing is like, it's like if they're just talking, I guess
What
it's kind
can you
of weird.
do?
It's different,
Right.
versus action and people.
Right,
you
right.
know,
Actually,
that's a little different. Somebody fighting or somebody. You know,
Unless
playing a
you
sport.
get the reactions and the people who's watching the person talking politics.
yeah,
that
like,
could
like
be
the most
maybe
I,
something.
the most thing was like I remember Joe Biden fell off a bike.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
That was something I didn't do.
Right,
That's something
right,
I could have
right.
did. I coulda
Right,
worked
right.
with that. You know what I mean?
Right.
It would have been funny.
Yeah, for
Right.
sure.
But again, that's I guess the next step of creativity. Like how, because again, you're trying to challenge yourself. How the
Exactly.
heck can I take a video that has no action and only
Mhm.
people talking, and then make that funny for my fan base?
Exactly.
You know, that's
Exactly.
That
And,
would be
and
the
even and
catch.
even just moving past that, just just the film sessions is just moving into just creating my own works and projects that are funny. So just skits
Yeah,
in general. It don't even got to be in a film room. And I've done that, flirted with that, and I've had great success with that.
Mhm.
You know, I've been out on a track filming so my podcast Built Different. It's produced by the Up On Game Network, and we're partnered with them.
Okay.
And so, we took
Congratulations
the-
on that.
Yeah,
Thank
for
you.
sure, for
Appreciate
sure.
that. And so we went out to the track, and so we're out of the film room, but it's still Davis. It's
Yeah.
still the characters.
Yeah.
We bring them out the film room, and now we're on the track, and we showing
Okay.
how it feels like to get blown past on the track.
Right.
So everything, I want to just branch out in every single way possible.
That's crazy. So again, let's talk about the podcast a little bit, right? Now, was that your idea as well? Like you have some business partners in this space. Like, what are you doing with that?
So I had a coworker when I was working by the name King. So I called him Hugh at the time, but King. And so he wanted to start a podcast with a
Okay.
group of guys, and just like it was about kind of like a male group chat, just men kicking back, talking about what we talk about.
Barbershop talk, guys.
Exactly.
fellas, you know what I mean?
Exactly. So so I already wanted to start a podcast, but it was hard just getting guys to dedicate themselves
Of course, yeah.
and put in that. It's consistency. Y'all know.
Yeah.
It's consistency. So I told him, he came to me and I said, "Oh, I'm already thinking about this." But I said, "You know what? Let's cut down on the group on the guys that are included. Let's just do me and you, because I
Right,
know
yeah.
what it's like to get guys to commit,
Right,
more
yeah.
people to commit.
Right.
Like I know you.
5 people to show up,
Right.
it ain't gonna happen.
Trust me. So I'm like, okay, let's just do me and you. So we started it, you know what I'm saying? And just like I wanted it to be, we just been consistent. Just continue to go, continue to grow. And then, Up On Game Network reached out to us and was like, hey, we want to make you guys a part of our network.
That's awesome.
And so, and with that comes, up in production. And that's what's important to me. Like you see from my skits, I like when things look clean. I like when things look
Right,
sharp.
because like I said, it's evolved because it has gone like from home videos to
Yeah.
the garage to all, now it's progressed to like really more clean, like I said, studio environment.
Exactly.
Like trust me, I've loved what you've done thus far. Like I said, even you didn't even know I was gonna do it.
Nah, we gotta talk about this too. I
Yeah.
know what you about to talk about.
He didn't even know I was gonna do it.
Yeah.
But I had already been peeping him out. So
Right,
I'm like, yo, this dude is funny. I'm like, I know some people know him, but they don't know him.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So
right.
I'm going to an Alabama game. I went to the championship game.
Championship game.
So I had a hoodie. It was cold because it was in Indiana, but the game was on the inside, but it was still cold. It
Right,
was still
right,
like 30-something degrees.
Right.
Damn near felt like 15. So I had a hoodie on, but before I left, he had merch.
Yeah.
Yep.
I had ordered it. I had ordered merch.
Yep.
I had a long sleeve. I ordered a long sleeve and a short sleeve. So I was like, man, dude, everybody got to know about this guy. So I put the shirt on, then put my hoodie on. So I'm already knowing. I know who I am. I know I'm going to
Yeah.
the Alabama game. millions of people gonna be watching.
Yeah,
So I'm like, man, and I'm inside, so I'm like, okay, cool. So I already had seen, so I'm always peeping stuff out. So I saw that I was sitting because of COVID, I couldn't be on the sideline. Usually that's where I would have been. You know, I'm an Alabama fan, roll Tide all the day. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Sorry about this year, by the way. Keep it rocking up.
Okay, Davis. Okay, Davis trying to get at me. Yeah. So back to what I was saying. So yeah, so man, so I'm already knowing. So I'm already seeing like the media. They trying to locate. I had just gotten to my seat, so people already start looking. Oh, Tia. So I'm already seeing them like trying to figure out where my seat was. So I saw that before they saw me. So I had my hoodie on. Then I took it off.
Yeah.
Right.
I took it off. And then I saw the media coming up, so I know they put me on the screen or whatever. And then I think whoever it was, I think I had text you. I said,
He
hit
me up before he said, "Watch this."
I said, "Yo," I said, "I got you." He goes, "What are you talking about?" Because I had sent him a picture earlier, and it was.
So I gotta tell. Wait, hold. Because when he sent me the picture, he had the merch. I'm like, "Oh, that's love. Thank you. You got the merch."
Just thought he was going
He
to
sent me a picture, but here's the thing: I couldn't because I wanted to. I wanted to download it, save it, and put it on my story.
Right, of course.
So I hit him up. I'm like, "T.O."
Because it went away.
Yeah, it went away. I'm like, "Could you send me it again so I can save it?"
Right.
Crickets, nothing.
Right.
I didn't
Red.
see it.
You was like, thought you missed the moment.
So I'm like, "Come on." So I'm like, "Damn, man, I'm beefing." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Man, Donovan McNabb was right about this dude."
Yeah.
And then
That face, though.
yeah,
That face.
I'm like, fast forward. So fast forward. I forgot all about it. I'm like, all right, whatever. I get the message from him. Watch this. I look and I'm watching the game with a group of guys. This one I'm at the coaching convention in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And we at the bar watching the game. My phone blowing up
Right. You're
from
like,
every direction.
Like, what's
every
going
app.
on?
All my people's hitting me up. T.O. got your merch on in the game. T.O. got your merch on in the game. Everybody, the sales just spiked up.
Really?
It was love, man.
How much?
I
What
appreciate that.
what percentage you give T?
Nothing. I
Look,
don't
look,
know.
look.
No, man.
I had what I had was all I had was a TO promo code. So so it gave people, it was like, hey, put
That's
in
cool.
code TO,
Yeah, that's cool.
whatever,
Yeah.
That's
and
cool.
then you can get this percentage.
Yeah,
off.
but I didn't.
That's
But
all.
the thing for me, I
I
didn't
know
want
you did,
nothing.
of
No,
course,
yeah,
I
but I didn't want nothing. But I knew I saw
The moment you can
right.
create
Yeah,
the
and
moment.
I know how people are. Like I could see, him in a position, and I saw what he was doing. I saw what it could be. You know what I mean? And I'm like I said, with everything that has happened in the world today, like I'm all about helping black people. Because we all sometimes, like I said, we're quick to go support somebody else. That's
you
not
Gucci,
us.
your Prada.
Right, you know what I mean?
yeah.
So I'm seeing what he's doing, and then I saw he had the merch. You know what I mean? I could have been like, yo, can you send me? I'm like, no, I bought it on my own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then, when to his point, he said he had seen it and it was red, but I didn't know that he had asked me, yo, send it back. I didn't know it. It was hours after, so I wasn't even thinking about it. So, but I did.
He was home cursing you out. Right.
So when I saw it, I'm like, yo, I really want to maximize on the opportunity. Yeah. So I knew where I was and where I was going to be, and I'm like, yo, so I took the hoodie off. They, people know it.
We know it, yeah.
I just took it off. But then once they came up the aisle and they saw it, I mean, people screenshotted it, this and that and the other. And then I told him too, and I was like, yo, I hit him. I said, yo, I got you. Man, then we connected. We're still going. We talked about doing some stuff at some point.
For sure.
So, do you ever want to like work with certain athletes that you, like you said, you see them, but maybe like want to do it in a real space? Like, is that like maybe a goal?
For sure, and I've already done that with Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yep, Juju.
So
yeah,
so
shout out
he's been
to Juju.
Yeah, so my team right now, Team Diverge, we're a content creation group and a content house. Gamers, comedians, sports creators, and so we've done that together. But I do want to branch out. Obviously, get T.O. on. We already kind of curating an idea, and so we got to get some more help with that, and we'll see. But regardless, we're gonna do it, whether we get that help or not.
Right.
He knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, I would love to continue just to branch out with different guys. I know that with kind of what I do and the things that I say, sometimes it may be hard for guys to get on board.
Yeah.
or to co-sign it, but I know it's
coming
jokes.
it's funny.
And
It's
a good
coming.
place.
Yeah, it's just
So,
comedy.
Work with me. It'll be all right.
Right. Because again, they have to understand it's comedy. We're not doing this to
Exactly.
get on anybody. Like I said,
Exactly.
everybody's Ben Davis, and I think the more, again, players can be sensitive. You know, especially the LeBrons of the world and the Kyries of the they're sensitive, right?
Yeah.
But I think once people understand, like, it's just comedy, I think more people will embrace
You
it.
need to add a name. You got Davis, you got Peter. How about a Matthew?
No, Matthew's not good.
Nah, it's not.
That's
I
not
actually
good
got
at
I
all.
got another name that's coming up, and it'll be here soon.
Matthew. You
It'll
should
be
do a
here soon.
Matthew.
No, that's
It'll
not.
be
It
here
doesn't
soon.
work.
Or
It doesn't ring.
or
It doesn't
Hatchie.
ring. It
I
doesn't
don't know.
ring.
I don't like Matthew. Matthew.
Me neither.
Matthew.
Me neither.
Just
I don't
like
like
it.
it.
Oh, I get what you're trying to do.
I'm saying
I see what
it
you're
doesn't
saying.
work though.
I get what you're
That
saying.
name
It
doesn't
does.
work.
It sounds
Hatchie.
lame.
Hatchie.
I remember my first time I
Matt.
did the.
Matt
No.
works. Matt.
That's horrible. The first time I did the scrunch down in my seat, right? It was like after our third preseason game, my second year. I remember Brian Billick, our offensive
Setting up a
coordinator,
scenario for- I know your wheels turn.
right? Offensive coordinator at the time. And I remember we ran smash. So when you run smash, right, you run a hitch, then you run the delay. But a regular
The
hitch,
inside guy runs a corner, right? Or-
yep, inside guy runs the corner. But a regular hitch, you convert to a fade. But on smash, you can't
can't,
convert
Exactly.
to a fade because you
got
the
that corner over top.
So and again, so at the beginning of the meeting, there's a 5-7 on the board. Nobody knows what it means, so we're just watching film, whatever. And then when this play comes up, he cuts the lights back on. He's like, Matthew Hatchett, we ran smash 57 times,
Damn.
and nobody in this whole room has messed it up yet. 57 times, and on the 58th time, you messed it up. And I was like, oh, and I just did the whole, this dude right here, because I get it. Like, we ran it over and over and over,
Right.
and I messed up that one time. You know what I'm saying? But it was the moment of, oh, my life's over. You know what I'm saying? I quit. I quit. I'm going to kill myself right now.
Right, but those are so telling, and those are great teaching moments. Because
Yes.
I guarantee you, like that 58th time that you messed up, I guarantee you messed that up not
Ever again.
Now
Never,
time.
no. I never had
Not now time again.
never had another MA probably my whole career.
Yeah, you
So
never
the
messed
thing
that
is-
up again.
With the NFL, obviously, I know, coaches still get on you, but do y'all see or do y'all witness, like, there's certain players that are immune or that get off easy?
Oh, the stars.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they
The
don't.
stars
Yeah,
get off
they're not
easy.
held
Moss
to the
never
same.
did anything wrong.
They're not held to the
Shoot,
same.
Moss, he
standards
could do
or the-
whatever. Moss could
or the
walk off the ball.
accountability.
Oh, wow.
If I didn't sprint 20 yards, what you doing, Hatch? I'm like, oh,
Right.
I'm like, and you can't. But this is the killer part, though. You can't say, well, what about Randy?
Exactly.
You can't say
can't say
that.
that.
You can't say what about T.
That's what David said. Well, Davis. Davis like, well, what
you
about?
can't say that.
Why not talking about him? I'm talking about
you? Right.
And see, that's what and that's where that's where I brought that character E in. So E is the one with the shades on, just like T.O. got.
Yeah.
E got the shades and he wear the hoodie and he just be chilling in the seat. That's the one that be talking back to the coach.
Okay.
'Cause
Okay.
That's kind of for the NFL guys. So I want to make sure, what I'm saying, that was spot
But
on.
nowadays, it's some college guys that will feel themselves.
Yeah, because
That
they don't
would
know no better.
Right. To think that, okay, well, if he can do it, I can do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like he's not immune to it. But like I said, it's not going to happen probably more in college more so than it will in the pro.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
but again,
even though now they got
but
the
now-
NIL and
Yeah,
they-
but
right,
what you-
right, exactly.
you
Now
know,
they
they're-
feel entitled, or they feel like they have just as much authority to say whatever they want. Like, I'm making just as much money as
Right.
you make.
right.
But real talk though, if he's not the super duper star,
Yeah.
he ain't gonna have them sunglasses on in the meeting.
Nah,
Coach,
for
go,
sure.
take them sunglasses.
Oh yeah, it's
and you
crazy.
be like, cause you trying to be cool.
Yeah.
And as soon as coach say take, you be like, this.
Man, I'm
Well,
not there yet.
You know what's so
Yeah.
crazy now, bro? It's like I would have been the ones like I wanted to wear my shades and stuff on the sideline, but like, yo, you can't do that. Bro, it's crazy. You see guys,
Everybody.
everybody wearing stuff on the sideline. I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, when
It's
did that
all for
become
social
appropriate?
media.
Yeah, it's
Like, when
different
is
now.
that-
All for social media.
I'm like, dude, back in the day, bro, we would have never
no,
thought
no.
to wear no shades on
No.
the sideline.
Yeah.
Or like, who do you think? Like, I was even scared to wear a bandana. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, especially if it was a different
Yeah.
color, it had to be team issued or
Even as T.O.
yeah, because you right.
at the
because
height of your career, Dallas.
I felt exactly. I felt like okay, they would have been like, oh well, he just thinks he's a superstar. He can do whatever he wanted. I still felt like
feel like-
again, I
yeah.
felt like one of those guys that felt like they couldn't do it, even though I probably could have done it.
Right.
But I just probably how I was raised too. But I just felt like okay. I didn't really want to stand out more than I already was, or
Right.
coach would just, I can do this, and that, because that's how some of the coaches look at you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, okay,
Yeah.
you're a superstar, but they don't let that go to your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then when you start feeling yourself, then you start doing this and that and the other. You start changing your wardrobe up a
Yeah.
little bit.
Your long towel.
Yeah, the towel gets a little longer. All types of stuff.
Already. Shoot, tell everybody where they can find you on social media.
You ain't got to tell
I
Mr.
mean,
Go 30.
Mr. Go, I know.
MRGO30
On
man.
all social
all
media
social
platforms.
platforms.
Books
man.
on
That's where you can
Twitch
find
and
me.
everything.
Yeah, Twitch. I'm about to start the streaming. You game?
Nah.
You game?
Nah, I'm not.
Oh, man.
I'm
y'all-
not really
y'all
game.
old, man.
We
But
too,
hey,
yeah,
look,
we
man.
old school.
Twitch, man, you know what I'm saying? Follow me, Mr. Go 30. We're going to get the game in, the Madden, the 2K. We're going to play some Call of Duty, all that, man. It's going to be a good time.
When people asked me that back in the day, like, especially when Madden was hot.
I played Madden. I
You
was.
know what I mean?
No, yeah, I get all y'all to work at
Madden.
Madden. I'm,
It's in
the,
the
I'm
game.
that guy.
beat you at Madden.
I'm that guy, man. No, you won't.
I'm him.
No,
People
you
like,
won't.
yo, you
I'm
play
him.
Madden, man.
You looking at him.
Like, bro, no,
You looking at him.
I am the game.
You are.
I am the game.
Enough.
So why I want to
Get
play
your
with
Popcorn Ready
I'm
podcast.
the
I'll
game.
see you guys next week. GPR.
You know what I mean?
Brenden Clinton in the building. Mr. Go 30.
Mr.
Holla
Go
at
30.
Thank y'all for having me, man.
Y'all
Thank
keep
you.
him out.
My man.